Hello and welcome to another beautiful day right here on Oweleketv, reaching you live on the red from the capital territory, Abuja. Yeah, of course. I don't know, but then it is a happy day for me. Just be fine. Just be fine. You don't know what's happening, but I know what's happening. You know, Michael?
Please don't talk about Super Eagles.
I don't want to talk about
He
them.
was just keeping a straight
I
face.
said I don't know what is happening, but Michael do know, and
Michael
you know
is so
too.
pained.
No, if it's you, if
Yeah,
you actually watched
everybody,
that
yes,
game,
everyone,
you know,
everyone.
to whom much is
Yeah,
given, much is expected.
yeah.
It was actually a slap. I don't know what will happen at the long run, but then I lost interest yesterday.
Seeing the Super Eagles playing.
All right, most importantly, you need to know what's happening right now around the world apart from the loss of the Super Eagles to Benin Republic. From the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, 30 reps advocate 6-year single term for presidents and governors. The 4 years is no more enough. They want 6 years. I think what it means is if you do the 6 years, no second term anymore. So there is not going to be 4 years, then you come back again, you done the 4 years, which is 8 years. So they want to have 6 years straight. Who even told anyone that is anyone's birthright? Do your 4 years and give someone else the chance to do whatever he or she is packaged to do. More still coming from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Hoodlums jump fence, steal Salah Ram in FCT Council. What do you expect when people are hungry? Hunger in the land. Page number 24 is where you get our details. Bandit kills 4 officers, 22 others in Katsina, according to the police. Details read on page 7. Then the big story. The kicker says minimum wage. Then the story says we won't accept 100,000 naira labor. I heard someone shouting before we came up on air. Who even told them they are going to give them 100,000 naira? And I looked at the young man and I was like, hey, come on, do you know what you're saying? Well, we won't accept 100,000 naira, that's labor. Saying maybe from the meeting yesterday, I think that meeting still ended in deadlock. Nothing actually came up. And for the federal government, for Labour to saying we won't accept 100,000, probably the federal government is already promising 100,000 to riders, 3 riders to that story. Actually, Ajero in Geneva says no strike for now. Local governments can't pay 62,000 naira. Algon, that is Association of Local Government of Nigeria. Then the last rider says a suspense as tripartite committee submit report to Tinubu. Then moving away from there, Dangote Sinotruck targets 60% local content with new plant. Details read on page 24 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Then finally from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, aircraft carrying Malawi vice president missing, search on the way. I don't know. I think this is becoming rampant. Well, they are still searching. We pray that he be discovered. Now, that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning as we move to Michael for the next paper.
Thank you, Ramsey. Straight to the Guardian. And the kicker on page 6, piecemeal restructuring. Roe as House revives single 6-year tenure bill after 4 failed attempts. I take that again. The kicker, piecemeal restructuring. Roe as House revives single 6-year tenure bill after 4 failed attempts. Away from that, phase out electricity subsidy. 36 governors tells federal government. Details on page 3 of the Guardian. 4.8 million persons at risk of acute hunger in Northeast, FAO warns. Details on page 30. Bandits shoot soldiers, kill several persons in Niger, Katsina. Details on page 30 of the Guardian. Power crisis deepens at Gencos, receive 4.7% of invoiced amount. Details on page 15 of the Guardian. Embattled Rivers lawmakers remain in PDP court rules. Details on page 7. Labour insists on 250,000 as state governors earn 6.7 trillion in 1 year. That's enormous. So much money.
Yeah.
It's so much money.
6.7 trillion.
We are used to it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We are used to so
In
much
1
money.
year.
In 1
I think
year.
these guys
And then
don't
they are
deal.
struggling to implement
Implement
the minimum wage.
minimum wage.
The
which is
minimum
very
wage.
Which is,
infinitesimal.
yeah.
That is why you see most ex-governors have houses in some African countries.
Majority
Hotels.
of them.
Not just African countries. Some may even
Even
have outside
Outside
Africa.
a lot of them.
Open up foreign bank accounts and stash money. It's so sad. It's
Things
really
are happening.
sad.
You can get that story on page 6. Youth protest EFCC. Youth protest EFCC. I'm trying to get that just sorry. Youth protests EFCC's raid on Ondo nightclubs. There's been preponderance of EFCC's that was SARS doing that now. The EFCC has taken over from what SARS was doing before. Raid on nightclubs. Full story on page 8 of The Guardian. Over to you, Antonia.
Thank you, Michael. Away from The Guardian, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper this morning. Minimum wage, that's the kicker of the first headline above the header. Labour insists on 250,000 naira, awaits Tinubu's verdict. And we have a rider underneath that. NLC president berates governors, says president will do the right thing. Let's hope that the president actually does the right thing, and the minimum wage that is fixed actually goes, will I say, hand in hand with the current economic reality of the country. That's on page 28. Federal government services debt with $2.2 billion in 5 months. This is coming from the CBN. Federal government services debt with $2.2 billion in 5 months. Details of that's on page 19. Moving on to the big story on the Punch newspaper this morning. Smuggled Nigerian petrol floods West African markets, sells at 1,700 naira to a litre. We have 2 riders underneath that. Petrol hits 1,672 naira per litre in Benin, Cameroon 2,062 naira, in Liberia 1,428 naira, and in Mali 2,128 naira. Underneath that headline, rider, I mean to say, 280,000 litres intercepted in Adamawa, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina, Borno, Taraba, and Ogun.
I was going to say something. Definitely. Definitely.
That's the same Benin.
See, you can now see the reason why we struggle to get fuel in this country, because there is this place where they smuggle it to and they sell as high as 8,000 plus.
8,700.
8,700. Then there is a place where I think it's over 2,000
Cameroon,
naira.
and in Mali is over 2,000.
And Mali. And that's part of the reason why they have refused to sell to Dangote. IOCs have refused to sell to the Dangote. And these ones that have been caught, the smuggled one, who are those smuggling it?
Yeah.
Because we heard sometimes back during the 2023 election that there was a pipe on the high sea where crude was being smuggled into other countries. We heard about that, and nothing has been done until today, until Tinubu came into office and said subsidy is being removed. These people that have been caught, something should be done. The people behind this smuggling should be brought to book, because we need to have enough before we push out. If we are pushing it out and claiming we don't have to service our own country and we can service other countries because of greed and selfishness of making so much money from it, then it is bad.
You know what is even shocking? If, for instance, this petrol is refined properly and is being exported to other countries, then
good and fine.
We'll be making money.
More
from
money,
that.
more
that
money,
comes to the national treasury, or
more money.
Yeah, it comes to the national treasury.
No.
But now, what is you're stealing from the country, selling to other markets, and you're pocketing it. It's going straight to their pockets. So the country loses both ways.
I think there's a bit strict rules on border blockades, and the federal government talked about closing borders.
All right.
And then let's take the rest of the headlines from the Punch newspaper before we move on to the next paper. Ramsey has his itching to let you guys know the headlines on the next paper he's taking. So Southwest Governors Forum insists on state police, elects Sanwo-Olu as chair.
They already have Amoteku. They want more.
Oh my goodness. Moving away from that, reps propose rotational presidency, 6-year single term. The details of that is on page 14. And finally, from the Punch newspaper this morning, 2.7 billion naira fraud Ex-director testifies against Sirika. That you can also find on page 14. Ramsey, what paper are we looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at the nation's newspaper, but then the moment I heard that sixth term again, what came to my mind is they are proposing what is more like kill and go.
Don't go deep.
Because you just come. Because what they do sometimes, what they do is they come the first 4 years, they want to be good. Yes, they want to be good to the people so they can come the second time. So when it is one term now, they come and they do what's on their mind. But then if this must be at least passed and accepted, there should be some things put in place. Any governor or president that doesn't perform in the first 3 years should be pushed aside.
Impeached.
If it is going to be single sixth term. Well, so much on the nation's newspaper, but I'm going to take just a few because of our time. Nigeria conducive for businesses. This is a doom telling multinationals, all right? Okay. Microsoft retains interest. And of course, this one says alleged 423 billion naira fraud. EFCC raises a team to probe El Rufai. Others. EFCC is raising a team to probe El Rufai. Details read on page 5. Then this one says Arugungu replaced Arasi as PLC chair. All right, that is a Police Service Commission chair. Details read on page 25. Then Eagle World Cup qualifier shaky. Page 31 is where you will get to see that. Then the big story said Southwest governors go into massive food production. I love this when I saw it. Governors, okay, going into food production. If this can happen in all the states, it's going to be fine. All right, because what we need right now is food. Let's give more attention to agriculture. And as a matter of fact, just to write us to that story, region rejects Yoruba agitation, Okesa State Police. Then Sanwo-Olu is chair. And that's going to be the size of the headlines. But then before I go, I need to let you know that Sirika's in-law failed to execute 2.8 billion naira contract. Ex-director tells court, don't give contracts to your in-laws. Don't give contracts to your brothers. People you know you cannot monitor and go after if they don't execute contracts.
According to merit.
Let it be according to merit. There are a lot of people that merit it, and that's going to be the size of the newspaper review for this morning. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, it's going to be time for the big story. And what's the big story all about? Keep a tab on the on the channel. You will get to know when we return.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It's numbered live on your screen, and now it's time for the big story. We won't accept 100,000 naira. Labour is clamoring again that the 1,000 naira is not going to be accepted. Well, the meeting was heard, but then we just heard that the tripartite committee have not submitted their report to the president yet. But Ajero is coming up to say, well, 100,000 naira, we wouldn't accept that. That's what is coming from Labour this morning, meaning there may have been some disagreements between Labour and, of course, the people who were at the negotiation table with them from the federal government. And, of course, if Labour is saying they won't accept 100,000 naira because Antonia will always advocate 100,000 and above. Okay, even if nothing is coming on top the 100,000 naira, let the 100 naira stay. That's
100,000.
The 100,000 naira stay. That's her proposal. But as it is right now, Labour is saying they are not even accepting 100,000 naira, and local government is saying they can't even pay 62,000 naira. This minimum wage, I don't know. Someone said, well, it should be based on state, the capacity of the governors and what they can pay. But for the federal government should accept whatever it is. I think as it is right now, there is a confusion. What do you think about Labour saying they won't even accept 100,000 naira? Because you keep saying it should be 100 or above. Your people said 100,000 naira is still a no-no. Yeah.
It's the way you said your people said,
No, they are people because
our
they're
people,
actually advocating for us.
Yes, because if it's, when they say
If it happens, it's going to rub on all of us.
Rub off on everybody. You understand? So I like the fact that Labour is putting their feet on the ground and they are not being intimidated. They are not shaking. They are unwavering. It's something that is what commendable. Yeah, looking at all of that. But then the federal government, sometime last week when they proposed the 60,000 naira, we jokingly said, let them not go and add 3,000 naira. And to our greatest surprise, they added 2,000. They said 62,000. And Labour brought down their bid from 494,000 naira to 250,000 naira. Now, that is still looking at everything going on in the country and some government and employers looking at what is happening. Some might not be really able to pay that 250,000. So I'll still insist 100 and above is fair. But let's see what the federal government has in store because they are yet to give any official statement as to
governors.
The minimum
Governors
wage.
are seriously complaining. Michael, you told us yesterday that the governors are buying SUV cars, exotic cars, expensive cars
Put that in
for
your mind. Exotic,
state
expensive
assembly
cars.
members. Okay, state assembly members worth 66 million for one car, 33.3 million, 60 million, and
Perhaps you literally have all the figures.
19 million.
Because
It's so outrageous.
Yes.
So now they said they can't pay 100,000 naira. So what came to your mind if you want to reflect to what we talked about yesterday on review? If you've not watched that review, please go watch it. It's on the channel. We spoke extensively about the governors, what they are doing to the lawmakers, the state assembly members, as if they are trying to bribe them so that whatever they do go under the carpet. Okay. I'm just saying, all right? I'm thinking loud. So
and it was
Michael,
personal yesterday because your state is paying 60 million.
Alia, Governor Alia is paying 60 million naira to
why you
buy
called his name out.
Exotica.
His Excellency Governor Alia.
Not National House of Reps.
State House of Assembly. State Assembly.
No wonder they are feeding fat and they have protruding stomachs. I mean, everyone comes with it mindset of I have the birthright to get this money, enrich my family. My 5th and 10th generations unborn have to be wealthy because I'm holding that is why they want to extend it to 6 years. When you were asking,
but now it's 6 years single term, so it's
single term. So you're not coming
back
for the second time.
And like you said, finish Nigeria before you go. That word finish can be shortened to finidi. That's why finidi is trying to finish.
This guy is so pained about this super
finidi, finish super ego, finish.
You are so pained about this man.
It's and it's finishing.
It's finishing. When things are not given according to merit, the person you will bring will be somebody that will finidi you. It was supposed to be somebody they gave it to. Let me not go there. So
that's
what are
take it easy because only Finidi wouldn't have done it.
They pay me.
Let's come back to the minimum wage.
I think most of the blame should even go to the players. If
calm
you want to ask
down, Ramsey. Let's come back to the minimum wage.
Let's come back to our jail.
Let's come back to
100,000 naira. Let's talk about 100,000 naira.
Labour Congress president is asking state governors minimum wage should not be decentralized because state governors are agitating for decentralization, right? That means let states negotiate what they'll pay minimum wage.
They will do anyhow.
Yeah. Some they might even want
they will do anyhow.
Yeah.
Governors.
Yeah.
So
and remember when Buhari was in government, it was negotiated from 27 to 30. So governors can tell you we are not federal government that is paying 250. We're gonna pay you 50 and you have nothing. Now they want it to be holistic and unanimous. Do not
it's
say
better for me.
It's better that way. If it's uniform,
it's better.
Some of these governors are very bad, though.
They are.
They are very bad. See what they are doing to local government now. They will tell you caretaker committee, no election, caretaker committee, somebody they can use.
Yes.
Eat the money and the person will not have a say.
Sir,
they should give local government autonomy.
Why do we still have the Emirates in Kano State? Because a governor comes in and tells you, my people, we have to be there. So they are my eyes and my ears. They remunerate. They pay this thing to me. You understand? They pay too much to me as a governor. That mindset should be eroded. I don't know. We keep saying this. NLC, kudos to you guys, Nigerian Labour
Yeah.
Congress, because we all are part of you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, part of you guys. 250 is very okay, sir.
In this current economy.
In this current economy,
it is-
that governors are paying 68 million to buy SUVs for state house of reps. Are you serious? And people that are working, sir. After some years, they are done 35 years. You see our mothers and our fathers, they go back to their poverty-stricken home.
They now still struggle for
they now still
pension.
struggle for pensions.
Because even it takes them a lot. There are a lot of processes to getting the
Struggle for
pension.
pensions.
And even when you get there, they tell you go and submit this paper, bring this paper.
The processes
and
are so
it's
much.
too much.
Every
And some
day-
people even die before they
Yes.
collect their
Some
pension.
days, as I'm
So-
driving to work, sir, you see some old men, they'll tell you, my son, I'm going to secretariat. I want to go and ask for my pensions. It is painful. It's deplorable. Everything about this economy, I don't know what to say about it. It's affecting all spheres, sir.
That's it.
It's affecting all spheres.
That's
Politics, religion. Somebody came out online yesterday and he's saying something about religion. He's saying, I don't know what to say, but please, federal government, give Labour Congress 250. It is not something that you cannot do. I mean, there are some people that have stacked money in their houses. Some people are putting their aunties and their uncles in federal government portfolios every day. Sir, go to several offices you see in the government. Aunties and uncles are there
Now,
because
Oga brother
they
be
know.
this, so.
Yes.
Now, Oga sister
Now,
be
my
this,
Oga
so.
at the top.
Now, your
Some are
younger
even
sister
teaching
be
their
this.
side chick, and that's why we have decadence in every sphere.
Well, as it is right now, we don't just want to go into some things because a governor, okay, total annual salary of a governor in Nigeria is about 11 million plus. Okay,
Annually.
that's it.
So 1 million per month. Thereabout. Aside from the allowances, car allowances,
Apart
health,
from the
health
allowances,
car
and this is not this is speculation.
Yeah.
It may even be more.
yeah, of course, it will be more.
It may be more. But I don't know why all this keep happening. You're taking this much and you still want to be, I don't know. Well, Labour, I beg, stay on the 250.
Intensify the
Sir.
efforts.
No, kudos to Ajero.
Yeah, they
Kudos
are
to
doing
Sir,
very
Ajero.
good
the
job,
truth,
yeah.
the truth is, every wealthy person wants to grapple and stick
More,
to the neck
more.
of a poor
Because they
person.
want to see the poor coming to beg them every day.
Yes.
I beg, are they hungry? I beg. God punish poverty. All right, this is going to be the size of the big story this morning on the Outnumbered program, which comes on your way every day on Oweleketv. We'll hit your way again, and that's going to be tomorrow morning, same time, same station. It will be Ramsey, Antonia, and Michael. Bye-bye for now, and have a wonderful day.